It is Friday. It's the 31st of July. Can't believe it's fucking August already tomorrow, man. Your boy turns 32. I know what you're thinking. I thought he was only 25. No, I'm 31. Turned 32 in August, the 13th. So if you want to get me a present, you know what to do. But yeah, crazy. Time's absolutely flying. The last video, the last video that I uploaded was actually the session that we're doing today. So I'm going to make today a little bit less about the session. I'm still going to get some content in there. That's important to do. But I'm going to give you an update of where I'm at of everything. Full disclosure, what we're rocking with right now, how the process is going in this gaining phase. Give you the rundown basically. So for those that don't know, I check in twice a week. I love doing that. I've been doing that since I started this gaining phase, which was 8 weeks ago today. That's when I coincided starting the 300 milligrams of testosterone as well, which I started on like the Monday. It's the Friday now, so 8 weeks and 4 or 5 days ago is when I started that. Before that I was running TRT, which turned out to be fake. And yeah, as you can see on screen, progress is going pretty damn well. We are 15.3 pounds up, and as you can tell by my midsection, we are leaner. At first I was thinking, oh no, I don't know if I'm leaner. I think some of that is just, I thought I'm more vascular, I've got more veins, but I think that's just from like the extra carbohydrates, the fluid retention from that. Testosterone will help with that as well. But then when you actually look at my midsection, I'm leaner. So I'm 15.3 pounds up and I am leaner right now. So it couldn't really be going much better. We've been increasing food. When I say we, obviously me and Tom, been increasing food like very conservatively. Pardon me. So, for example, my body weight went up to 192. It stayed at 192 for a few days, dropped down to 190, stayed there for a few days. Okay, we increased food by something like 50 grams of carbohydrates on my training day and only 25 on my rest day. Okay, body weight just stayed the same, stayed light. Okay, we increased it by 25, it was like very small changes, like 25 grams of carbs, max 50 at a time. It's like 100 to 200 calories at a time, nothing crazy. And then all of a sudden, body weight will just jump up 194. And that's not because I'm not doing anything, like there's no other variables, like I'm not going off plan. I'm not like doing anything crazy. All the initial like water weight you'd expect from like jumping on something like testosterone will have already happened by now. So like I won't be getting like mad 2 pound fluctuations in that at this point. So it's like, the body's just responding really well. So the extra food's going to good use. And something I'm noticing is with my inputs, so how well I'm like sticking to the process, I've never done it this well in a gaining phase. Like, I'm like, I really don't want to mess it up. So what I'm finding is like I'm sort of treating my process like I'm in a fat loss phase pretty much. Like the only thing I'll have that's like extra calories is I might have between 1 and 2 oat milk flat whites a week, which is like 100 calories. And the reason why I get oat milk is just because when I have a lot of dairy, it affects my skin. It always has done. So I just don't, like, I know I have the 0% Greek yogurt and stuff, but I don't like drinking milk on top of that. Like, it's just a rule that I've kind of just got used to, and I enjoy the oat milk flat whites. So I have like 1 or 2 of them a week as a treat if we go out somewhere. But apart from that, I've just been nailing the plan, and I've been really enjoying it. I think the only times where I'll end up eating out or eating off plan is if me and Penny have like a date night, or we're going to Copenhagen in August for a few days, so we'll have meals out there. It'll be more like I've been thinking about this, and when I go away, I've done things differently at different holidays, but what I'll probably do when I go away this time is I'll probably take some whey protein, I'll probably take some cream of rice, we'll have an Airbnb, I'll buy some berries from the shop, and 2 of my meals each day will probably be whey and cream of rice with some berries. I won't buy any fats like dark chocolate or peanut butter, because fats are something that are very easily they just sneak into your food anyway when you're eating out. And then I'll probably have like 2 meals out. So I'll have like 4 meals a day. Or like 3 meals and a couple of shakes or something. Like I'll keep it pretty much on point, and pick wisely for the most part. I might have like 1 meal that's a burger and chips, but I'll try and have things like sushi and just like good options. I want to, you know, enjoy my time there. You know, part of that I think is like enjoying a bit of food and stuff, but also I want to make sure I don't fuck my digestion. I don't want to, obviously I'm not going to binge or anything like that. And I want to just keep the progress coming, right? It's that balance between keeping the progress coming, but then if you're a foodie and you want to go somewhere and enjoy the food with your family, I think, you know, spend a couple grand on a holiday, you want to try some different foods. I think for me right now, in this gaining phase, I think that's okay as well. And it's same for you guys, like it depends what phase you're in. Obviously if you're a bodybuilder in contest prep, it's different. But yeah, that's what I'm probably going to do on this trip, and I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, since the start of this process then, so the last 8 weeks, we started that 300 milligrams testosterone, know the different things there. For context, that 300 mg of testosterone, you know, I know that from speaking to my brother and speaking to other people like bodybuilders and, you know, watching content like larger enhanced bodybuilders, like, you know, people that are taking stuff, they would be taking like 400 milligrams of testosterone plus some GH, so some growth hormone, and that would be their health phase, where they're giving the body a rest from the gear and like getting the health markers in a good spot and all that stuff. So me taking 300 mgs, like, it's fucking really not a... Obviously it is, you know, PEDs, but it's really not a big deal. So yeah, that's where we're at. Everything's feeling good joints wise. I had a little bit, my left bicep tendon was getting a little bit sore. I have been doing biceps 3 times a week. So this week, and weirdly enough, Tom's been the same, like his biceps got a bit sore like this week, but on both sides. So we just didn't do any sets to failure in the first session that we do it, which was Monday with pull. Wednesday when we train legs, where we usually do biceps at the beginning, we just missed it. And then obviously I'm going back into it today, and you know what? It feels like so much better just from doing that. And what I'm going to probably do today is maybe only do like, say for example, I do like 2 or 3 working sets per bicep exercise. I'll only go to failure on like the last set. So that's what we're going to do to help manage that. And that's something to take into consideration, guys, whenever you are trying out a new amount of training volume on a muscle group. You might hear me speak about recently, like one of the biggest mistakes I made with my training in the past when I was trying to build muscle was just defaulting to 1 top set, 1 back off set, or just 2 sets and everything, regardless of what muscle group it was or what you're trying to do. And sometimes I'd like, you know, prioritize a certain body part or another by doing like an extra exercise or whatever, but really the mistake there is, as long as you can tolerate the extra volume, the extra sets, and you're still able to progress your logbook and you're not picking up aches or pains, it is actually going to be more beneficial for muscle growth. You know, theoretically that's what should happen, right? But you've got to try these things out. So sometimes it's about trying to do a bit more, and then you can always pull back a little bit, and that might go in peaks and troughs. So right now I've pushed how much biceps are doing. I'm doing like 3 sets per bicep exercise to failure. 3 sets on a Monday, 3 sets on a Wednesday, 6 sets on a Friday, plus all the back exercises I do. And I was able to run that for 4 or 5 weeks. Bicep tendon's getting a bit painful. Okay, now we pull back, do a little bit less. You know, and it's like that for different muscle groups. I was doing a similar thing with chest. I did a few weeks of doing like 3 working sets on all my compounds. Right, I figured out, okay, kind of struggling to recover from that now. My left pec's getting a bit tight. My performance actually stayed the same or dipped on a Friday session last week, which we'll see how it's like today. It's like, right, okay, probably doing a bit too much there. Let's do 2 working sets on some of these compounds. So it's worth having to play around with this stuff, guys, and finding out your sweet spot of what you can sort of tolerate, and that'll change over time. So yeah, I suppose you could say my training is a blend of like 80 to 90% a structured routine, and then 10 to 20% of me being somewhat intuitive and paying attention to how things are and not being afraid to do a bit less or do a bit more based on how things are going. So when you hear people say they're training by feel, it's often that what I just said there. Like that's probably like a practical explanation of how you can sort of do that. But yeah, I'll record a bit of today's session, like I said. We're not having any pre-workout caffeine today. I actually did. Me and Penny went and we dropped Florence off at nursery together this morning, took baby, and we went to a little coffee spot near us. It's actually like the most elite coffee ever. Danelaw Coffee Shop, right? They're a local like coffee company based in Meltham Mills, and they've opened a little coffee shop at a petrol station in Holmfirth, which used to be a little cheese shop. So it's basically just like a little rundown petrol station, and the coffee shop's there. You would not think you'd find an epic coffee shop in a place like that, but when they had an epic coffee, oat milk, flat white there, and then we bought a bag of beans. When I got back home, I had my breakfast and that. This is obviously after taking Bruce out and doing my morning walk and hydration and stuff. I had my breakfast and I thought, fuck it, I'll have another coffee now. And I tell you what, I've just felt fucking like wired, a little bit anxious. I'm like thinking, why am I getting stressed out about like my work today and my timings and stuff? I'm like, I haven't been this stressed recently. Like I feel a bit like wound up about stuff. I'm like, I just had way too much caffeine. Like, which sounds mad because it's only 2 coffees, but I think I'm a bit more sensitive to it at the minute for some reason. So yeah, no caffeine just before we train, we don't need it. Just had some water. We've got our intra workout. As always, so we've got 35 grams of carbs and 10 grams of creatine, or 10 to 15 grams of creatine. Got his post-workout meal in there as well, which I'll talk you through in a bit after the session. But yeah, we'll get into this shit. I might talk you through a little bit, and yeah, I'll see what I've got to say. Kind of like just free rolling this one today, so I don't really know what I'm going to talk about, but hopefully it's good. Right, I'll see you in the gym. Calves and abs boxed off. Did his 10 minutes walking on treadmill. Finished responding to clients, then just got his head in the game of training. Now we are on to the first bicep movements. We're going to go bicep, tricep. Arms first, that's a weak body part for me. Then we're going to hit up some side delts, and then we're going to do 2 exercises for back, 2 for chest, 2 for hams. Big sesh Fridays. Right, biceps. So we usually do it on a dual cable, standing out in front. We want something that's going to challenge the shortened position on this first one. Is that something you need to worry about? Probably fucking not. I think just picking some exercise for biceps that you get on with and doing 2 of them would be fine, but we like to geek out a bit, so cable's taken, so we're going to do preacher. You'll notice I don't go all the way down. I keep it in active range of motion where I feel it. Kind of just stop about there. It's almost like the biting point in the car, and then I come back up. I'm not trying to do them particularly slow. If you'll notice, probably move quite quick. And yeah, just trying to keep tension on bicep. Pretty easy to do on a preacher curl. And we're shooting for 15 reps plus on the first set, and then we're going to stick there for at least 1 more set. We've been doing 3 sets on bicep squat recently, like I said. Had a bit of bicep tendonitis, so pulled back a little bit this week. Might do 2, might do 3. See how this exercise feels and take it from there, but definitely 2 sets at least. That was 17 reps, probably had 1 in the tank there. We'll go full send on the last set, but maybe the second, definitely the first. So nice and easy on the right side. That sometimes you're gonna have to imbalance his left to right. That's okay. That's why it's good to do these left and right things like this, where you're singling it out. So the rule is, with my arm stuff, if I get less than 10 reps, or if I don't think I'm going to get at least 10 reps, I drop the weight. So first set we got like 17, second set there, we got like 13 plus a couple of partials. Third set I reckon we'll get at least 10. Right, single arm push downs next. So usually use a different setup. This is actually quite a heavy cable stack. It's like 20 pounds, feels like fucking 70 pounds or some shit. But we've done 15 pounds for 15 reps. It's like nowhere near failure, but just getting some blood in the elbow and the tricep. Then we're on 20 pounds. I was going to do another warm-up set, but it was pretty fucking hard. So I ended up doing like 13 reps plus like 2 partials. So we'll stick on this one more set. If I feel like I'm not going to get 10 reps on that final third set, I'll probably drop it down to 15 pounds and make sure I'm staying above that. Just to keep the elbows happy with how much bicep, tricep work I'm doing at the minute. And with this one, I've been playing around with it, but at the minute what feels good is staying nice and upright, getting in nice and tight. I'm just literally thinking of extending backwards and then just thinking control. Tensing that tricep hard at the bottom. Ooh, tasty. Yeah, so there's certain exercises in the gym, essentially isolation exercises, where thinking about the muscle you're targeting. Once you've obviously got the basic technique down, do you know what I mean? Like end of the day, with a tricep exercise, you just fucking straighten your arm and bend it again. Same with bicep. Once you've got that down and, you know, that sort of basic element, that's when it's probably worth, you know, trying out the little icing on the cake type shit, which for this might be, right, really focus on just feeling the tricep work. Like imagine you tensing in the mirror at the bottom, these types of little cues that help. And that's what I'm focusing on here now, so just focusing on tensing my tricep as hard as I can. And actually working on my muscle connection. I think exercises where it might not have as much merit, might be something like an incline barbell press I'm doing later. I do believe with that exercise it's just about doing your technique right and focus on staying stable. Something like this, yeah, you want to be stable, but you can focus on feeling the muscle work as well. And having the focus shift towards that a little bit more. I remember Evan Centopani, who's like a pro bodybuilder, saying it like 15 years ago. Treat your isolations like isolations, treat your compounds like compounds. And that's just stuck with me for things like this. Right, next up we have got incline bicep curls. As I said, both of the dual cables stacked are just busy today. I don't know why it's so big, it's just really busy today for this gym. Hopefully you can hear me, by the way, the big fans on behind me. So, incline bicep curls. We're thinking about the same cues that I usually do with the cable curls, so when the weight's behind me. I'm just thinking of keeping my arms pinned back. I'm just thinking of straightening and bending my arm. A little bit of an advanced cue that I've been using is just like a little bit more pressure towards the pinky side, trying to twist it out a little bit. The reason why we do that is because the bicep doesn't just flex the arm, it also rotates the wrist outwards. So you're trying to do that motion, a bit more pressure there. You don't have to overdo it, just give it a go. Typically through the bicep work a little bit more, so we're going to try to do that as well. Once again, not necessarily going a certain speed, just thinking, feel the muscle, control. set number 2. We'll do one more set of that bad boy. And then roll on to his last tricep movement. Right, so we're going straight into dumbbell skull crushers now. So second tricep movement. Quite lucky now, we're just going to stay on this bench. After this we've got side raises, so it works out quite nicely. Been using like anywhere from 7.5 to 10 kilos on this. Pausing on the head. I find pause actually touching the head forces you to really be strict, because then you don't want to smash your face in, so that's what we're doing. So second set I didn't record. We've got 10 reps just. So drop it down 7.5. Yes one. Right, I messed up. I thought it was side raises next. Well, I almost messed up. And it's not. We're hitting the lats next. So I've been doing like the single arm pull down on a bench in this session, but I tried it on here last week and it felt really good. And then I seen a post by the hypertrophy coach on Instagram talking about letting your shoulder elevate at the top when you're doing like pull downs to get even more lats, because your lat assists in pulling that shoulder back down into place. So I'm rolling with that today. See how it goes. Feels better than last week, feels lighter already. And the connection feels good too. Aiming for 10 plus reps. So on that side then, I naturally ended up keeping my arm further out in front of me on the way down. Definitely felt more lats on that right side, so do the same on left. That's the second set of 10 on that weight. First set I didn't go to failure. I was going to do 3 more sets. I was going to do 2 more sets after that. I'll probably just do 1 to be fair. And then, yeah, we'll send it on this next set. Right, next up we've got a chest supported row. On this one I'm targeting like the full back. So obviously that single arm pull down, that was like more lat biased. This is like full back. You'll see me let my shoulders roll forwards at the bottom a bit. Like driving them back, but I'm also driving the dumbbells to the hips. The more you drive things inwards down here, the more lats you're gonna get. So I'm getting a fucking good chunk of everything. I'm even arching up a little bit and getting my lower back a bit. Not really trying to isolate too much. I just did, these are 35 kilo dumbbells. Been using these for quite a few weeks now. must admit that set today felt easier than usual. I left a little bit in the tank, I did 8 reps. I'm going to do 2 more sets now. These next 2 sets are going to be more like to failure. I'm just timing my rest. Starting to do that with some of the bigger exercise now. Give myself 2 minutes. Not all the time. But on movements where I'm like second guessing myself, like have I been rushing that a little bit? Like this one I've been on the same load for weeks now. My back's got bigger, so it's not necessarily a problem, but I thought just make sure you're resting enough, mate. One more set. So that third set there, sorry, the second one that I filmed, which is my third set. I didn't really have the 2 minutes, probably had like 90 seconds, but I felt just so fresh and ready to go, which is a good sign. It means cardio's in a good spot, right? Okay, that's that. Now we're going to side delts. Just one exercise, seated laterals. The other day I did a heavy set of this, so like 15 kilos, which felt pretty tasty. I'll probably leave that for my push day. Don't want to batter my shoulders too much. Today I'm probably just going to stick with making sure I stick with that 10 plus on the isolation roll today. So yeah, see how we get on. Right guys, my hand has been forced, so we typically use the incline bench, but there's a guy on it today and probably could have jumped in, but I figured good opportunity to just try a different piece of kit as a one-off, bit of a refresher and see what this is saying. So it feels a bit weird, this machine, because it's like the handle's like pointed in like that, which kind of like, I don't know how my shoulder's going to feel with it, but we've just done 1 plate for like 8 to 10 reps. I'm going to go 2 plates now. This is going to be first work set. We're not going to take it to failure, and then we're going to do 1 more set where we will take it to failure on the same weight, depending on how it feels. Just thinking chest up, head pinned back, squeezing the handles hard. Oh, fucking hell. So you definitely get a good squeeze on that fucker. Wowzers. Yeah, you definitely get a lot more chest. Jesus wept. That's the thing, right? When you're used to doing like certain free weight presses, when you do a machine, especially if it like converges, it goes in. It feels like you're just doing a super heavy isolation, like it feels crazy. But yeah, a little bit of rest, 1 more set of that, and then it's ham dogs time. Tom actually wanted me to do some fucking rear delts today. This session's already like 10 million hours long. Well, it's about 2 hours long, it's a fucking monster. It's like, oh, you need more rear delts. Well, if we didn't skip rear delts on Monday, because you were getting some kind of pain in your forearm, would have been alright. Nah, I need to do more rear delts. So I'll get my arms done. Let's see where we're at the end. Worst case scenario, just tag a bit more onto one of the other sessions, because this is probably the longest session of the week at the moment. Right, hams, usually do lying ham curl, but today it's taken. It's happened a lot today. So do standing ham curl. Did a warm-up set, 10 aside, 15 reps. One work set, 20 kilos aside, 14 reps. Been doing these quite aggressively, just sort of like firing them up. But once again, keeping the reps high. I think you kind of, it's very difficult to, I think, I might be wrong, but I've never been able to train fast with low reps. I found it very dangerous. Like the heavier the weight goes, the naturally starts to slow it down a little bit. Going like 10 plus reps, quicker technique, or 8 plus reps, quicker technique, I think it's fine. As long as you're controlling it, obviously. But yeah, right, second set here, we're gonna do 3 work sets on this. So 2 more aside. Let's see how we get on. Ooh, that feels nice. Obviously a bit easy on the right side, but it is what it is. Thing is, obviously I've said previous videos, like ideally I'd train on a Saturday and do these on a Saturday, because I only trained legs 2 days ago, you see. But it just don't work with family time, so I'm quite glad that I did 15 reps there, easy in the first set somehow. I could justify going heavier, but at what cost? Like, I'm getting a lot out of that, feel hamstrings feel fucking pumped, feeling it a lot. So, keep the weight the same. Right, RDLs, 1 set, then we're ding dang done for the day. These have been feeling that bit better each week, every time I do them. Slightly wider stance, I'll sweep the toes out a little bit, and fucking hell, it feels class. So, we're rolling with it, Might actually become a semi-okay deadlifter again, but with some hamstrings. Right, that was good. Happy with that. I think that was 15-ish. And the limiting factor was actually grip, which I wasn't expecting. To be fair, I was just doing a thumb over grip. But yeah, happy with that. Kind of just got in a groove and kept moving. I reckon next week probably justify going a little bit heavier. Keep forgetting each week. Well, I keep forgetting my straps for starters, so I borrowed these ones from down reception, which just happened to be nice Gymshark ones. And then I give them back, and then I realise I should have fucking kept them to do my lat stretch. Well, I call it a lat stretch. Stretching your fucking pecs a bit as well as this. It feels great. If you can reach the fucking bar. Oh, fucking Jesus. Right, let's see what the old rig is saying. Post Big Tasty Friday sesh. So obviously we're sitting at, as we said, 194 now. So this is 15.3 pounds up from the start. And yeah, fucking happy with progress. Body's still lean, if anything. One of my mates, Nick, one of my boys, shout out to Nick Zalady, was like, "You just got fucking leaner, mate." And you know, like sometimes you think, "Oh, have I got leaner? Am I just like full of carbs?" At first I thought it was just like the fact that I was full of carbs, but when we look at like midsection, it definitely wasn't looking like this when I was at any other point in the process. So yeah, definitely got leaner. Fucking box on everything. Happy days. Would ya? Right, I'll see you in car. Yes, guys, right. So, we did actually finish wrapping up two things, right? Went to go finish recording that YouTube video in my car on the way home, like I usually do, and wrap that shit up. And then got in the car, the gimbal, this Pocket Osmo camera I use, when I was like, I put it on this little mount I've got it on, and you click a button for it to spin around the camera, and it just wouldn't do it. It kept saying the end point had reached, so it just wouldn't work. And obviously I didn't fancy crashing, I had to get back home, so I thought, right, sack it, we'll record tomorrow, as in the day after. So on the Saturday, the 1st of August, I thought, right, I was out on a walk and I recorded like an 8-minute video speaking my thoughts on a couple of different topics and wrapping up the video. Anyways, because my iPhone storage is full, even though I've deleted loads of things, it's not letting me download that video to send it to my laptop. So now it's Tuesday. I started recording this YouTube video on Friday, and now I'm finally ending that shit. So, as you can see, we had a productive session. Training's going good. Body weight was up to 194, I believe, back end of last week. It's now since then dropped down to 193.5. So body weight, you know, we basically going through this thing of like adding food in, body weight jumps up, sticks to that food for a bit, body weight seems to then drop a little bit, then we seem to add food in, and it keeps like going like that, like up, down a little bit, up, down a little bit, and just trending up slowly over time, which is good. So yeah, things are going well. Had a couple training sessions so far this week with, and trained both with my brother, who's 6 weeks out from his competition, on his road to pro. One of Tom's big goals to become a pro bodybuilder, and he is on a fucking mission right now. He's competing, I can't remember which competition it is in September, or it's Derby or something like that. Anyways, I'll be going to support him, but train a lot with him right now. Obviously it's great for me, it's also good for him, I'd like to think, as well, supporting him during his prep. So it's all good vibes, and yeah, we're getting some good sessions in, getting some really good sessions in. So a couple of different movements this week that I haven't done in a while, or I haven't done in fucking forever, or ever really. So some different machine pieces at Musclebound Gym in Huddersfield, but that's going really, really well. But yeah, the session you saw, things are ticking along nicely. Bicep tendonitis is giving me and my brother both a bit of stick, and I think that's just down to like the high frequency biceps we're sort of running at the minute, just like absolutely smashing them to bits. So probably going to pull that down to 2 times a week rather than 3 times a week biceps, and sort of see how the body responds to that. But things are clicking, body's responding well, family's happy, clients are doing good, life's awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to end the video there and actually wrap that shit up rather than just leaving it. As you can see, we're in my office, aka the attic room, aka the dumping ground, aka the spare room. Got the iron behind me, spare bed, a load of clutter, and this is where I kind of just live Monday to Friday, giving it some and serving the guys that I work with. But yeah, if you liked today's video, drop it a like, share it on your Instagram if you want, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.